Lovely. Hi, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Hilka empath, and I just like having these little talks in the way I feel about things. I was just doing my, what I call in my mind, my pre-game, getting ready for the show. I just think about what I'm going to talk about. I make some notes. I wake up, I let my spirit anchor back into my soul sack and try and process what I accomplished through the night shift. It's what I call sleeping. It's my night shift. My spirit ventures out, wanders out, and looks at life from a higher perspective. Looks at everything for a higher perspective. Not just my life, everybody's life. During the day, I can get to thinking that life is a little too much about me. And at night, it's more about my spirit, so I get to take a time out during the day and touch into that sometimes. That's why I meditate. It's connecting to a source, something bigger than me. Gets me quiet, so I listen. I talk too much, so I need to get quiet several times, sometimes a day, so I can listen and receive information. So kind of what I do. Gathered some notes. I was listening to Sadhguru, not Sadhguru. It's not even Sadhguru. I just looked at my Instagram feed, and he was on there. Sam Geppy is who I was listening to, so I made a lot of these notes. Well, some of them. Then I started listening to music. Oh, I called this talk Election Day for Fiasco. You ready for the Election Day fiasco? You ready for it? So for me, it's just going to be another thing. Okay, if this happens, then astrology is really true. But every day stuff like that happens. Every day astrology says that, because there's the potential for everything. But on some days, there's actual more potential for it's actually in people's astrology charts. Don't fly on this day, because on this day in history there have been plane crashes every day. When these constellations line up, there's there's a lot of them, or during these periods. So I don't know if it's a story, if people it's an energetic forecast. It's forecasting energy. People have the free will to choose to do whatever they want. But if it's gonna freaking be a stormy blizzard outside, if you get a weather forecast and the weatherman says it's gonna be storming, blizzard, snow, blizzard, are you gonna wear shorts and a t-shirt because you don't want to believe in it because it's fucking woo-woo? And how did he know? I mean, really? It's 2020, the year of clear vision. People should be seeing stuff a little bit more clearly now. So there's not gonna, it's figuring, the way it's figuring, it's that on election day it's gonna be just like it was that year, where baby bitch Bush and freaking the Gore, they didn't know. It was like, okay, we'll find out. I mean, you're not gonna know on election. It's gonna be one of those things. Things are going to be up in the air. So, I don't know. Either way, people are going crazy. It don't matter. No matter what happens in the world, it's people's personal psychology is what's crumbling down. And so many people are doing it individually that it's coming out in a collective way. That it appears that the world is falling apart, but what actually is happening is the shadow is coming to light. And people are living in their shadows, man. Right out loud. Look old boy Hank's handkerchiefs. Just saw he's going to play Geppetto in a live-action Disney version of Pinocchio. Well, isn't that synchronistic timing. Isn't that so appropriate? They think they're slick and they think they're clever, and there's this whole digital warrior uprising, this whole, people try to keep it under wraps, but you know, you can't. People are hanging out in there. We're going back to the speakeasy, man. People are gonna go hang out and freaking in their garages and stuff like that. And you know, you can't go in there and break it up. You know, stuff like that. And they're gonna try. They're gonna try. Because people have a lot more better ideas. See, the only reason why the people that are in charge is because they said, okay, if you vote for us and keep us in charge, then we'll keep buying all your tanks, and then you could use them on the people in the street if you want, if that's what you really want to do. But see, people are finding, why do we have the federal government system? Why does it even exist? So we can pay for this huge, exorbitant freaking drain in society? Maybe it served its purpose before, but the way the world is now, it doesn't really serve a purpose. So we're kind of phasing out of the need for those services, because people are going to start living more in community, and they're going to start being more self-sufficient, and they're going to police themselves more because they don't want to live in freaking hell on earth. So people want peace, and when they see that somebody's upset and disturbed, they want them to feel better, because everybody's getting a taste of what disturbed and upset feels like. And look at the people who aren't upset about shit. Look at the people who don't get upset about anything, who aren't worried about anything. Look at them. That aren't concerned. You know, the ones that are wearing freaking $10,000, $15,000 suits. You know, they have multiple houses. Oh, look at all the famous people that are putting their shit up for sale right now, though. Because they don't got no income, and the people aren't practical and don't live within their means. Money doesn't buy happiness. Can we see that yet? Are we seeing that yet? Everybody should just be able to have the basic needs met. You know, I saw that freaking the Blackstone Group bought Ancestry.com, a real estate developer. Wonder what he want done with stats. You know what I think is funny? If freaking astrology is such bullshit, if it don't matter what your birthday is, then why is it in every organization on this earth, it's usually the second question that you're asked in life after your name? What's your date of birth? You don't think they track? You don't think there's algorithms that track people by their personalities and things like that? You don't think that happens? They track your IP address and your whole Google history, for everything that you've ever Googled, it is tracked. I know that because a buddy of mine went in and interviewed with them one time to work in one of their data warehouses, and they came in and plopped down a stack of papers like this and said, "This is everything you've ever looked at on Google." So I know how control freaks operate. I was born to them. I didn't have a lot of freedom, so I used the freedom of my imagination to think of better ways and better ideas about things. Because I couldn't do things a lot. We didn't have the money, you know, but I had the free. So that's why I taught myself how to ride a bike when I was 4. So I could just take off on my bike. And we grew up in Northern California, Central Valley, Pine Grove, Project City. And I just go out and ride my bike all day and play down by the creek and watch the birds and watch maybe there's a fish, and watch the pollywogs, and, you know, I'm going to go down and see the pollywogs, see if their legs yet, you know, stuff like that. And then they made me go to school, start learning a bunch of shit that was just, I knew it was nonsense. I could feel it. It was just stupid. I just kept staring out the window and just want to be outside. Like, Marge, pay attention, pay attention, pay attention, focus, focus, focus. I had a speech impediment, I had to go to speech class, A-E-I-O-U, A-E-I-O-U. So that's why I'm so loud. I can get loud because you speak from your gut. I project my voice, not my emotions. Try not to. So yeah, old Hanks is, that was kind of funny. Oh, the Blackstone Group. I went down a little ant-hole with Blackstone Group. That's all they do is these billionaires, man. They're billionaires. These billionaires. Regular people ain't worth freaking a basic, like, living expense income of like 2 grand a month. Every human being, regardless of their age. But these billionaires just throw money around and then just say things like, there are no monopolies. There's no monopolies. There's no monopoly. Oh, that's not a monopoly. They're all monopolies. They all are. They're all the exact same stuff that they say that they're not. It's like opposite day. It's so funny. And society is just like, okay, just because you say so. Okay, just because you say so. Yeah, I know. My mom had, like, imbalances my whole life, man. My whole life. You know, my brother thinks he doesn't help me because he won't help her because of things that happened to us when we were kids. And I'm like, dude, she's not even the same person. She had a stroke when she was 38. You know? I mean, for people, that's the thing, is people that have never been through something, like a lot. I mean, he was in a motorcycle accident. He got hit by a judge's nephew or something. The guy got off. He was freaking hiring a kite, drunk, driving back from driving up to Whiskey Town. They were coming back. Maybe it was the other way around. And freaking met a Ford Studebaker type vehicle, heavy, sturdy, head on. Wendell freaking crushed the gas can with his nutsack. You know, but it's because you're related to a judge in Redding, California. You get off about shit, and that's how this. And that was 30 years ago. And that's how this shit's always been. If you know somebody, you're cool. You know, I just think it's weird. I mean, my water situation is weird. I mean, is it because my name is Hessick or because I don't know. It's weird. The advantages and disadvantages that people have in life. But anyway, I was watching Paul Butler this morning. I recommend, if you're having, like, if you feel weird and you're just having, like, a lot of, like, head stuff, like, scatter mind, go listen to Paul Butler, his last talk he did last night about, and he puts a big old long list of Ascension symptoms, and so, I don't know, he has a nice voice. It's distract. I mean, it's when you're doing other stuff, it's just nice background stuff. But yeah, about the 20-minute mark, he starts going into Ascension symptoms. So if you're feeling weird, go check that out. See if it relates to you at all. So I went down a little ant hole today with old boy, the Blackstone group, Schwartzman, who just bought Ancestry.com. I'll get mine done. Shoot, I mean, what, you know, maybe, I mean, why don't they recruit people for their abilities? I mean, you know, you keep people down for their abilities, why don't you recruit people? Whatever. Anyways, this Schwartzman dude is, worth, what, $12.4 billion. So why are there any homeless anywhere? Why? Because with all these organizations, in 2008, he gave $100 million toward the expansion of the New York Public Library. Where are all the homeless people? You know what I mean? I mean, it doesn't make sense when people are moving money around, and money's not even real. That's what is just so freaking funny to me. Money's not even real. It's just made up economics. Some people can have it. Some people, why? Because it's in your stars. Because I go after it every day. I'm trying to get money every day. I'm trying to, you know, I'll take handouts. I take handouts. I take donations. But I also don't look at them as donations, because I also put out a freaking energetic thing here. And if people want to, you know, if you want to pay me for something, you don't, you know, if my words aren't worth shit, you know, I'm an IT professional, and I know plenty of people that are having tech issues right now. I seem to have no problem getting my messages out most every day. Knock on, you know, don't just easy. I'll take it down. Don't need to get too cocky about stuff. I get it, but God willing, and the creek don't rise. But there's other services I provide. You know, I'm a photographer. I have all kinds of marketing skills, like my shirt. I just don't get paid for my abilities because people don't recognize them, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it's my big nose. Is it my horse teeth? Is that why people don't think I'm worth, like, collaboration and stuff? Is it my big nose and my horse teeth? Is it because I'm gay? Because look, straight people like rainbows too. I'm team everyone. It's all about inclusion. When people freaking identify themselves with so many limited things, you know, then this starts getting all membership-y required and stuff like that. So this Schwartzman, he's also DT's freaking, see, that guy has so much money, and then they make jobs for, why can't somebody make a job for Heyoka? Why can't someone make a job, create a position for Heyoka, like old DT established this position for this guy? Chairman of Strategic and Policy Forum. What the fuck is that? It's just putting people on chessboards. Putting them in places that you want them so then they can do your favors. Well, everybody's trying to do that. Let me tell you, every freaking buddy is trying to do that. But then you have all these bureaucrats, that say, no, you can't do that. No, you can't do that. Oh, no, that's cheating. You can't do that. Oh, no, you can't do that. Dude, DT's mom, he's so big on immigration and people coming in the right way. The president's mother was fucking naturalized. She was naturalized. That means, because of who she was or who she knows, somebody gave her some papers and said, here, come on in. Here, come on in. Free pass. Free pass. Multi-pass. 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 How come some people get multi-passes, black cards in life? Swipe, free access, all access. And so many other people get access denied. Why is that? How come? Well, universal law is about to flip the poles and things are about to come back into balance, so it don't even matter. It's funny, Benny's back there sleeping, snoring. Big face Benny. Benny, he went to Tibet. He had bad ears, but we're on the mend now. We're on the other side of it, I think. Yay! Finally, after forever, it feels like. Anyway, he has old dogs start to get fatty tissues and lumps and stuff like that, and so he had some blood work done. And Benny be 9. I always said, Benny be like Bingo. Be like Benny, Bingo. You know, the vet call. his, you know, well, all of his lumps are B9. Bingo! Yay, Benny like Bingo. B9. B9, Benny. Be like Bingo. So that's good. You just want your loved ones to be healthy and happy. Man, when I first moved to Oregon, it was rough. I was so angry. I had so much rage. I was livid. I walked in lividity. I started drinking after like 13, 14 years sobriety. I had nothing else to lose. I wanted to see what else I could lose. And then I saw, before I lost it, the potential of what I could lose. Then that's when I had another grace of having another, yet again, spiritual awakening. It ain't about you, Marge. We're all connected. Well, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? What's going to happen to Mom and the dogs if something happens to you? Because you're a fool, Marge. You're a fool. And you clumsy. Clumsy as hell, Marge. You fall down all the time stone cold sober. You trip, you know, you got bad ankles. I don't got no earth in my chart, so I have this for RW, his vibe, Rob Williams, but it's also keep my ass grounded on this earth because I don't have earth in my chart. And so, you know, people like us are dreamy. We live in our heads, you know. Unfortunately, other people don't live there. Other people don't know. Other people don't know. Some people do, but just our frequency is few and far between. And I started at, see, I had more notes before I get sidetracked. Oh, who was it? Somebody, I think it was maybe Paul's talk this morning, but he made me think of that, is that that people got to understand, if you want to ascend and become the highest frequency and stuff like that, you got to get out and get moving. People don't enlighten with density, mass density. You don't. So people got to get out and get hustling. You know, a lot of people are doing it. I was channeling. I felt like freaking Corey Haim was in the room this morning visiting. It was a trip. I got real sad for a sec. And then I helped him. Or I told him what I do. I don't know if I helped him or not, but I felt better afterwards. So that the energy lightened. That's what happens, you know. You get heavy emotions sometimes. You process them and then let them freaking flow on, and you get on about your day, you know. And maybe it's not all about you. Maybe it's a freaking an aspect of Corey that came to visit and was like, you know, he's finally getting close to resting in peace because all the stuff that he said was true. Man, I read stories and accounts about him because I watched all of his movies when I was a kid. Shoot, I freaking envied the guy. All the girls loved him. And you know, he was a big star, and I actually got to fly over Santa Cruz one time, like after Lost Boys came out, when the fog was coming in a small plane. It was cool. So I got to like look out the window and imagine what it would be like to be a Lost Boy. It was cool. Very synchronistic. It was a very beautiful moment that I got to have. Anyway, and it was right around the time the movie came out. So, but eating people ain't cool. That's the thing. And people are finding out all that stuff is real. And you can eat people. And it doesn't surprise me. See, I'm going to talk about something that's kind of gross here. Well, I don't know if it's gross. A lot of people might think it's gross because they don't know the seedy side of things. And see, a lot of times I never wanted to know the seedy side of things, and then universe said, okay, this is what you think, this is how things are. Well, here's the reality of the situation. And the fact of it is there's so many realities to so many situations. You know, there's so, you know, and when people misrepresent themselves and they're so private, you know, it just almost makes you wonder what they're doing in their privacy. Why so much? I mean, I get my privacy. I tell everybody everything here, you know, because if people really want to find out about you, they will, you know. And that, like that Hanks guy, you know, he's just a creepy Lieutenant Creeperfield's USA. Oh, I mean, of Greece, where they don't extradite, I guess. Somebody did do a little talk on that, and what they found out is they don't. So, anyway, no, thanks, Keegan. I hope you have a rad day. What was I talking about? Oh, Corey. Because they always said how that creepy Sheen dude freaking raped him and stuff. And see, that's the thing. It wasn't like, people think like, you know, oh, like, it was, you know, I totally believe it. I totally believe it. Because when people are spun out on coke and are freaking spun out on drugs, it's not like, you know, it's like, I'm going to make you my bitch. That's how I think it was done in that era. You know, so when I think that these accounts happen, I think, like, I could totally see freaking a 1980s Charlie C bending over a 1980s CH and freaking just say, I'm going to make you my bitch. You think you're going to be big in this city? How big you think you're going to be? Because in your mind, you're always going to know you're always in front of me. You know what I mean? It's those crazy motherfuckers, that's how they talk. Because I was always the butch girl, and they didn't fucking care, so they always talked like that around me. Understand? Understand? And I recorded who they are. They all wear the same shoes, they all wear the same outfits, they all drive the same stupid trucks and the same stupid cars, and they all act the same, and they all got the nice wives. No, not all the wives are knives. There are plenty of wives that are knives, not nice, and they're knives, double-edged sword. They're, you know, a lot of them are just as wicked. I'm just trying to help teach people to read energy so you know who your friend and your foe is, unless, you know. But the thing is people have to start being a person of integrity in themselves. Respectable people do respectable things, okay? And I understand that people have done wreckage in their past, and today they're trying to do things to either save face, or they're really trying to clear up the wreckage of their past and live a different way. I'm an alcoholic. I can be egomaniacal. I could go get a bottle right now, get drunk twice today, maybe do a live. I could blow up my life in just a fifth of Jack Daniels with some maybe chaser, little soda chaser, because I like it neat. I was drinking whiskey, Canadian Miss whiskey, when I was 12, because that burn, and then the release. See, I used to think it was putting oxygen. It was like, I used to equate it to oxygen in my blood. Like, I take that first drink, and that's when I truly felt alive. But what happens is alcohol removes your spirit. It literally takes your spirit. When you get arrested and they take you to jail, they take a blood alcohol count. A ratio. It's a ratio. How much is in your blood compared to oxygen? Oxygen blood ratio. Oxygen is in our blood. Breath, when we breathe, that breathe goes into our blood. That is the only thing that separates us from a dead motherfucking person. That's the only thing that keeps us from making a corpse. That is our spirit. To animate our spirit, we breathe. When people replace that with oxygen, ego steps in. Oh, did I do that? I didn't mean to do that. Oh, I thought she wanted it. I thought she wanted me. I thought she liked me. People get their wires crossed. Alcohol puts people's mind in a frequency that puts them in a plane that usually no one else around them is in. And then they get stuck in a loop. You ever have been around a drunk that's been stuck in a loop? They just literally keep saying the same thing over and over, and you're just like, freaking go to bed. You know how many people have been raised by people like that, and their parent is stuff like, you're a piece of shit. Because in their mind, they're hearing what there was told to them when they were a little kid, and they feel bad, and they want you to feel bad with them. They want you to feel like them. So they say things that has been said to them. Hurt people hurt people. It's hard for me to be kind to dicks. I bully bullies, is what I do. I can always sympathize with them too. It's all full spectrum. It's all how people look at it. It's all where's your heartbeat? Where's your breath? What are you doing with your breath? Are you getting active? Are you getting physical? Are you moving around? Getting your heart pumping? To put that oxygen in that blood? To fire up? Dude, I was thinking about how our bodies are like engines, you know? I was having a channeling about engines and how they work. So I'm a mechanic. A lot of things, but I was trained mechanic by the Air Force, and diesel engines, all kinds of systems. Anyway, people just drive their car, turn their key, and then go, but they don't realize all the stuff that's under the hood that happens to make that happen, and then stop too. People they just don't account for stuff, you know, and maybe and I wonder how many people put their foot, have like gone full board on anything. They always do use cars to how they're supposed to, but I use a car, first thing I do is I take it out and max it out and see what it can do, its potential. I max it out. How quick can I get to 100? You know, all that's, I do it all. I test my car. And we should be able to allow to test your car like that, you know. But we have to pay for entities to tell us not to, but then we pay for all their cars and stuff like that. And don't get me started. Anyway, I don't want to get too far off track. I think I already did. And that freaking song isn't helping at all. Oh, from Corey Haim. I'm getting scattered. Did I finish all my notes? I did finish all my notes, so I can ramble if I'm so free. And I'm about the 30-minute mark. That's why I'm starting to get scattered, because I'm about the 30-minute mark. See, that's the thing, is we're all aspects. We are all aspects. We all have everything. That's why girls, I've seen them do it my whole life. Thanks, Keijin. I've seen it, people do it my whole life. Girls that, like, the bad guy, bad boy, they want to do all those bad things in themselves, but people have an expectation of them because of the position that they were born in life, so they never get to break bad. But then they learn manipulation and then step into ego, and then that's a different kind of thing. So, everybody's coming into their Kundalini life force energy. Everybody is. That is your superpower. If you watch that, I've been watching freaking Umbrella Academy. That's your Mom, I got the ability to telekinesis. I get it from my mom, Native American. I learned it from I'm trying to keep it from not. There we go. I'm trying to keep it from not. I do this for people out. Okay, now I'm gonna let go. Alright. It's the fluid inside. It's the fluid inside. I'm gonna let out a little bit. See, it's the fluid inside that is moving the lighter. It's magnetics. We're all magnets. We all do this. Just people don't try it. They don't believe in themselves. Try it. It's so cool. And then what you find out, on a larger scale, I can get twisted up and dance around and it starts getting windy. Last week, I was like, man, I did a rain dance last week. I'm like, I don't know when it's going to freaking rain. Like, I look in, there's no rain in Oregon for all the, and then I got up and it rained this morning. So, I don't know. I don't necessarily think any one thing I do, well, I think it has the potential to add to things. That's why I try to be positive when I go out there in the world. Yay for you! Yay for you! Yeah, I use it I've used it as tools for deviation. It's been, I don't keep track. I'm gonna, because there's people that I would like to have a pint with, you know? I would like to have a pint with Ricky Gervais. But I don't, if I ever crossed his path, but chances are me crossing Ricky Gervais' path, especially in the next couple years, traveling is going to be at a minimum. It's going to be like VIPs only, and I'm not that cool of a kid, you know. But that's rad. Yeah, I see, and that's the cool. I had a lot of freaking mutual friends at Bill W. in the Midwest. It was like the rock stars. I mean, people in every paradigm, and I always had to do the service work. I was always in, like, went to area and intergroup and GSR. And if you could do GSR for a freaking ladies meeting for 2 years, you can handle anything. Yeah. So, yeah, everybody's learning, starting to read. And more people, like the peace dealer Michael, is starting to talk and support people by your astrological signs of what the potentials of your superpowers can be. That is what's cool. And I don't know if other people are doing that, but I know he's doing it for free. I mean, he just shares. He is now. He might change his platform. A lot of people are changing their platforms. I'm showing people my shirt. Straight people like rainbows too. A lot of people are changing their platforms to inclusion or membership required, paid and I won't do that. If you know, I won't do that. I can't. That's not what. And I support other people that do monetize theirs and that are using this for. I mean, because you can use them. A lot of people can. You know, it's to each his own. I can't do that because to me, spirit to me is more important than monetary. Me getting out what I know about spirit and energy, my messages, to me, that is more pertinent and more important. And because I do that, channels like Keijin and Don't Drink the Kool-Aid share my stuff, and then other people come and then they like it, and then they match what I offer with gratuity. I get people still send me money in PayPal, and every little bit helps. $20. I mean, it all goes. Well, right now, I'm trying to move. I'm trying to buy a house and move. And I am in a freaking... When I came out here, I couldn't get a job. And then I couldn't leave mom. And then I couldn't pay for my car. I owed $1,600 on a car that I paid down from just under $18,000. I had like months left on this car. And I went through a credit unit for Creighton University that I worked at, and I called them when I moved out here, and I was like, listen, I'm not paying you because I don't want to. I'm trying. I was communicating all this stuff, and they put a lien on my credit for $2,000, so I can't buy nothing. I can't use my VA loan because when I left Nebraska, it didn't sold, and when it finally sold, it was like under market, like $18,000. Which was insane I probably had the dumbest real estate agent in Nebraska. I had to have for that to happen. I mean, I could go look at the pictures of the house on my Instagram. I mean, it was a beautiful house. So, my bum luck, my bad karma, I guess. So now, so I'm trying to, I can use somebody else's, if somebody married into if you ain't got a VA loan you're using, you can buy a house and I can assume the loan from you. But people don't do stuff like that. Well, shit, I would do that for somebody if I could. Those are the kind of things that people absolutely can and freaking should be doing, because we ain't going to be able to get freaking our way in the system because those bureaucrats are freaking so strung out on juicy chrome, and they're all freaked out because they're all gonna be caught and all their they're all, oh no, there are term limits. They're gonna realize that freaking Biden's in Depends, man. Old boy needs to retire. Has no business fucking driving to work. Dude's a threat on the road, let alone, man. The jig is up, man. The jig is up. Jig is up. Yeah, I'm assigned by source, God, higher power. You know what? I had always had a hard time with God because men, it was always that might is right, man. Fuck all that shit. Swinging wiener dick shit. It's fucking pervy as far as I'm concerned. It all leads to the same thing, that control. Anyone trying to control anything, that's what they're looking at. I got Black Betty in my ear, so I'm gonna get fired up. Rambling. I like this song. Anyway, it's going to be more for the heart space favor, It's going to be more for the heart space favor because that's the show. I'm going to wrap up on this because I'm going long and Mom's getting up and around. She was getting up and around when I was coming in to start. She got to sleep in. I went in and cloud around. She's like 4. She keeps getting shorter. She's like 4'10". I went up. I was like, Mom, remember when I was little and I used to sit on my lap in the rocking chair? So you want to do that today? She's like, no. And I'm like, Mom, try and pick me up. Mom, come on. And she did. I lifted my leg and she put her. I'm like, Mom, thanks for being a good sport. I can't think of someone that would have tolerated my Margeness. I was putting fishing hooks through my tongue when I was 2 years old. Could you imagine your 2-year-old child presenting? I was climbing trees, falling out of trees. I was just wanting to see how everything worked. God bless her. So of course I owe it to her to take care of her. She had a stroke when she was 38. I mean, dude slammed her head in a car door of a 68 Chevy Biscayne. She's been through enough. It is my responsibility. My duty is a freaking... She gave me life, man. And it hasn't always been rad, but it's been pretty freaking rad most of the time. And if it's been rad most of the time, it's the least I could do. And people are starting to help me help her, And that's why I get so frustrated when I don't have, water and shit like that. I'm like, you're making it hard for me, but you're making it hard for me to make it easier for her. And that's where I'm like, don't let the rage set in. Anyway, on Netflix, there's this show about the autistics finding love. And it's just, there's a character, Michael. I really like that kid. I identify with him, man. He's just, see, a lot about, it's always about feelings and stuff like that. And the way I'm from, it's like, no, I know exactly how people feel. They're just lying about it. And it doesn't matter if I can say, no, I think you really like me. No, I hate you. No, it's okay. You can like me. I'm likable. You know, I paid $4,000 for my smile because people think that people with crooked teeth are shit. So I wanted to be, you know, stop being treated by people like shit, you know, because I had an idea of those kind of people, but then it's a tell about them. I kind of miss my old teeth, actually. Now I have horse teeth. But that's alright. They'll settle in when I get older. But it's like, you know, a lot of people, it's like, understand that your feelings are your feelings, and I understand that my feelings are my feelings, and when I get my feelings hurt, it's because I am giving somebody else the power to hurt my feelings. And so therefore, since I'm giving that power up, I am in turn hurting my own goddamn fucking feelings. Good orderly direction, that's what I think of as God. I don't think of it as a man in a book holding a frickin' anything with a beard. I used to, when I was a little girl, I thought it was the Gortman's fisherman on the fish sticks. Because in Bible study, they say, well, he's in charge, and he directs things, you know, and he's in the stars, and I lived in Morro Bay, and we used to always go down to the docks. Well, the captain of the ship is in charge, he navigates by the stars, and I recognize representations of other lines of thinking of how other people think just like that. So when things make sense to people, they make sense to me, except when they don't make sense, it's because they have, and the things that don't make sense to me, that's all that pervy shit. And then that's when I gotta start keying in. If something doesn't make sense to me, there's something under awry. And you've been Keegan, I wanted to say something about Hanks and that SRC, SCR. People have been doing talks about the USA, SRC, SCR, USA. People have been going down that Abbott. Evidently, that picture was taken in Red Bluff. That's about 26 miles south of the Redding, where I grew up. 46 from Central Valley. And so, yeah, I grew up around, and I've heard stories of Hanks, and Redding's frickin', there's Masonic temples, there's satanic cult. Since I was a little girl, I knew they existed. I never lived in a world where this shit didn't exist. So that's rad that people are starting to share, are more coming into focus that, you know, the creepy creepertons they're the cream of the crap. They're the cream of the crap. You know, they pay for inclusion, and what they do with their inclusion is darn gross. Yeah. Because when you don't have peace inside, people do weird things when they don't have peace and solace inside. They try to get other people twisted up on purpose. They try. Keegan, you're beautiful too. I can't wait till you start doing lives again. There's a lot of beautiful people in the world, and that's why we got to keep talking and doing our spreading our truth, because people know authenticity. They know it. I'm gonna get back to it. I'm gonna go make mom some breakfast and then watch an episode. I'm trying to ration my episodes of the Umbrella Academy. I just freaking love it, man. That's alright. My meditate state, I can always visit them in season 3. Hope you have a rad day. Peace.